And we are recording. Welcome everyone. This is your host Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. This channel is proudly sponsored by the following publishers, starting with Mythos Games and the Eros Engine core rulebook. This is a standalone tabletop RPG, but also an add-on that works with any other tabletop role-playing game, focusing on romance, passion, and the physicality of intimate encounters. Then we have Detri Studios, the publishers and developers of Dames of Asstoria, a tabletop role-playing game where you play as monster girls experiencing high adventure in a world that doesn't fully accept them. They have also released the pay-what-you-want tabletop RPG, Daughters of Lamb, where you get to play as cybernetic nuns with guns, looking for the missing pieces of their AI god. Then we have the Red Room Publishing. Please check out their store for exclusive tabletop RPG products and check out their free tabletop RPG, the Red Roleplaying Game, a generic system that can handle any sort of theme, genre, flavor, setting that you can think of. All of the links to these amazing publishers will be in the description and in the pinned comment as well. Today we are continuing the KULT Divinity Lost Black Madonna campaign. As always, we have Judd, Miguel, Pedro, and Silvia. Now, before we go into the dark world of KULT, do you have any thoughts?
Looks like we've got some leads to run down.
Yeah. Let's hope we got some information before going to the Kalenko house.
Let's hope they don't run us down instead.
And we need to get some sort of healing at some point, or at least I do. I don't know about the rest of you.
Oh. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, that's challenging because you have to keep track of not only your physical health but also your mental stability.
Yeah.
And so, it begins. You stand before the open door in the apartment after following the directions given by the artist in the church. You stand before the man whose name is Sergei Levnovitz, an old man with a small scar on his left cheekbone. He is dressed in old military garments with a few medals on his chest. He speaks. Visitors, I wasn't expecting anyone today. He speaks in Russian. Why? I usually don't have too many people around these days. How did you come to know of my apartment?
I replied to him, I think I'm the only one that knows Russian, if my memory serves me, so I'll tell the guys, I'll speak. We have a friend in common, and I tell him who send us here.
Dimi, yes. Please step inside. My apartment is not exactly very luxurious, but I will try to accommodate you fine guests.
Thank you. He's telling us to let us in.
Okay. Thank you.
I thought you was coughing.
Yeah, I step in.
As you are invited, he offers you seats in a rectangular table. He steps away for a moment and brings tea and several cups, placing them in the center of the table. He speaks. I get the impression that not all of you are fluent in Russian.
No,
You perhaps-
I'm the only one.
I see. Where do you come from?
We came from Germany.
This is a fine opportunity for me to practice my German language.
Oh, that's great.
In broken German, with a heavy Russian accent, he continues. And how is old Dimi this time of the year?
Busy.
Yeah. I think he's quite in the rush to finish the painting.
A painting. Could it be of a religious nature?
Oh, yes.
Yes, the Black Madonna.
He was always into creating so many things related to the dogma and doctrine. I remember one time he was very worried about fashioning a statuette of the Black Madonna, but that was many years back.
Did he manage to make the statue?
I believe so, but every time I asked him about it, he was very nervous, and he looked around as if some sort of specter or ghost was watching over him.
Did you know if...
Do you suspect that he feared the party might not appreciate such work?
It's difficult to tell, but it's a good assumption. Back then, we were more worried about cannibalism.
No,
Cannibal.
yes,
That's-
of course. Did you know the person that commissioned the statue?
It was a strange fellow by the name of Chesenko, Ivan Chesenko. Yes, an Orthodox priest, if my memory does not fail me.
Did you know him, the priest?
No, I only saw him from afar. Now, I'm not exactly a superstitious individual, but he always gave me, how do the young people call it nowadays? The bad vibes.
The creeps.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, religion usually tends to do that to someone, to anyone, really.
A man goes far in this life listening to his gut feelings.
Yeah.
That is true. As he says this, he rubs the scar on his cheekbone. That is correct.
Where did you, if you don't mind my asking, where did you get that scar?
It happened when I was working for a certain group. I really don't want to talk about that as it could compromise certain situations, but let's just say that the cat jumped into my face and it left that mark.
Have you ever heard or do you know about the Slavic Association?
I only heard about them during a brief trip to Berlin. It sounded like one of those sects or cults, but I never really looked into them.
And you don't know if they are operating here in St. Petersburg?
No, but I do suspect that they could have ties to, what was the name of this organization? The Germanisch Gemeinschaft.
That's a name we've heard, but we don't know much about it. Is there any light you can provide?
I do not know much about them. I actually only heard about them due to my old friend, Yuri Shasov. Yes, and they seem to also be some sort of cult-related group. I only knew about their activities due to some headlines that I saw on the news, as it was said that bases or safe houses were discovered in the heart of Russia.
And this was publicly disclosed, or this was?
It was very strange because it was publicly disclosed, but then the news died out as if someone had pulled some levers up there to keep things quiet.
Well, we've all seen that happen from time to time, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, we are here because your friends told us that perhaps you could enlighten us about a certain place and someone, Kalenko.
Kalenko. Now, that is the boogeyman's name that I have not heard in years. We only heard about this man having a house in the northern sector, and he was housing children, many children that were the orphans due to their parents being killed or even eaten alive when the Germans surrounded us.
And what?
I look a little sheepish at the hat, being German.
What do you know anything else about him or about the place? What if he did something to the children, or what happened to those children, if they were safely given back to their families, or what happened to them.
There were always conflicting accounts. Some said that they actually helped the children and managed to find them homes or even a proper placement in various institutions. But some others started to say things about actually sacrificing the children or using them to carry out the sales of organs.
We have other information that seems to support both of those things. It seems that certain children were favored and others perhaps disposed of. It's a very nasty business.
And it was never truly confirmed. For starters, nobody can pinpoint the exact location of the house. Nobody, perhaps except my friend Yurish. He was, for whatever reason, we usually didn't pry too much into each other's affairs. He, I would say, was a bit obsessed in finding the place.
Is Yurish still around St. Petersburg?
And do you think he will talk to us? It's really important that we find the house.
Marlene must roll either willpower or charisma.
It's the same. 17.
Well, it seems like you people are you probably have your own reasons to look for him. So I believe that he should still be here in the GRU headquarters. It's a small, discreet building. It's very easy to find. In fact, let me write down the address for you. The blinds are always down, and you will see a cadre of soldiers outside. It's a good thing that you came to me before heading in that direction, because they can get a bit trigger happy.
So your friend is currently a member of the GRU?
Exactly, yes.
Oh,
He is a colonel.
oh, so probably they're not. Probably they will be not that happy. Perhaps when they see Germans arriving.
Aha, so that's why excuse me for a moment. He steps away, pulls out some papers from a desk, begins writing various lines, and continues. I will give you a letter of recommendation with my own personal seal. Germans near that building, yeah, that is a recipe for disaster, but he will surely let you in if you show him this letter.
Okay. So, and recently, did you notice or heard anything about this translocation of Kalenko, of any activity, perhaps missing children, missing persons?
Not,
Anything?
not at the moment. Although it's a very strange thing. People have recounted that around that area where the Kalenko house should have been, they carried out various representations, historical representations for their own amusement or for cultural reasons. And they say that at times they could have sworn they saw visions, soldiers and normal people from years back running through the streets when the representation, the performance was being carried out. So I like I said, I'm not a superstitious man, but I wonder if by recreating some events you can actually bring forth certain phenomena.
Were they reenacting the siege?
And not exactly. They were reenacting moments of cannibalism to remind everyone of the darkness that we experienced that time.
And who
I lift
made,
my eyebrow at that.
and who made these reenactments? It was someone from the state, civilians, some art group. Who did
Art
this?
groups, mainly. I don't know if some schools were actually participating in that, but I doubt it. As you know, here in Russia, we take such things very seriously, deadly seriously at times.
Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure officials were not pleased.
As I understand it, several people were taken in, and they came out several days later looking quite worse for the wear.
Yeah. Okay, I don't. Perhaps then it's a good idea to talk to your friend to know at least a little bit more about this Kalenko situation. What do you think? Do we have any more questions to this gentleman?
I don't think so. You've been most hospitable. Thank you very much.
I'm glad I could help, and just a word of caution when you interact with my old friend. He seems to be quite conflicted about the supernatural aspect of it all. So try to keep things at a more pragmatic level, if you get my meaning.
Okay, it's not that much.
That's gonna be hard, but I will keep my mouth shut.
It's very strange because all of the rumors about Kalenko, they usually veer into the supernatural, and Yuri was so obsessed with it. I heard that she actually beat up one of his men quite badly by suggesting that there were ghosts in the Kalenko house.
What was Kalenko professionally? What was he that he had such a prominent and memorable house?
Some
Perhaps
people said that he was old money. He had inherited this large fortune, and nobody knew exactly how he got his hands into that fortune, or rather his family. But nobody could identify exactly where he was working, but he always had the money to do pretty much everything that he wanted.
A rich man that survived the revolution had to be a viper among the pit.
Yes. I think he usually used his reputation of having so much wealth, and he was willing to care for the children that were lost. And sometimes they said that he even convinced his parents of giving their own children to him, that he would give them safety and protection during the siege.
Well, thank you again for your hospitality.
yeah, thank you very much.
The man stands up and opens the door for you.
Well, let's go then and see.
I give him a handshake on the way out and give him a nod.
And I thank him in Russian once more.
It's a good thing that your friend knows our language, because I would recommend that you keep your nature as a German as discreet as possible.
Well, thank God I'm French.
I don't know if that's better, Pierre.
I think at most they will make fun of you for that.
Yeah, probably. Of
Yeah,
course,
I'm used to it. Don't worry.
you make fun of the French.
Well, let's go then to visit this strange character.
I mean,
and try not to.
I've always heard that even East Germans collected the ire of the Russians, but to hear it actually said out loud is a new experience.
Mm-hmm.
At least we can all agree the Bulgarians stink.
Well,
we can all agree on that, right?
Yeah. And try not to talk about spirits and ghosts.
Yes, that's
Right,
as Marlene says, it's going to be difficult.
I will translate, since we don't know if he speaks German, and we were told to try to avoid saying we are Germans. But guys, I need your at this time, it's kind of hard to pretend that this is not supernatural. Just tell me what I should do, what I should say.
If you're dealing with a member of the GRU, you should probably speak with some authority. There will be potentially a conflict of wills. He'll want to establish a pecking order, probably,
and probably he will be as vague as possible. He'll try not to give precise information, so we must at least try to avoid those traps.
And for our
Kalenko
task, we will have to make sure
that as an excuse that we want to look for him.
Well, we could say that
We're
we
trying to
are,
recover something that was supposedly in the house.
Mhm.
and we are trying to track some children.
What if
That
we're investigating these cultural reenactments and the artist groups that were doing them?
Mhm.
Maybe by doing that, we can just say, oh, we're investigating this, but we're having trouble because we cannot find the house that they were doing this at.
yeah, and this person is quite mysterious, and it is almost a legend, so we don't know if he existed at all.
We are trying to, yeah, we are investigating the reenactments because they are dangerous. Would that work?
Yes,
Yeah,
they're
probably.
at least
But we probably need help to figure
unseemly.
out
Yeah,
where the house is supposed to be.
yeah. I think that's a good approach.
Okay.
But if he's very cagey about the supernatural, but conflicted is the word that was used,
Hmm.
it's possible he is a cultist who is working very hard to conceal that from the GRU, who would probably see it as something of a security issue.
Well, if he was obsessed about it, it's probably, I mean,
Or at least he will know the people that are trying to hush the subject, because it seems that they are connected in high places, and so information tend to disappear, or to get very murky, you know.
yeah, let's see. I don't want to die in Russia, so let's try to pull this off.
So where do you want to buy? Just curious.
Well, and
Not in
in the
Russia.
and if in the everything fails, we can try to bribe him.
A retirement home in Brazil has always been my choice.
Oh, sounds good. Yes, you are German, so yeah, Brazil sounds like.
Argentina, then.
Argentina or Argentina.
We'll try to look as officious as possible to back up your play at authority.
Okay, let's go.
It is
Ah.
easy enough for all of you to follow the instructions, and the building is immediately identified. You see 4 soldiers armed at the entrance. They are laughing, apparently joking, but every now and then they look towards various areas of their surroundings, and their hands are always near their rifles.
I look around to see if there are pedestrians around, or if this area is quite empty of civilians.
Pierre must roll perception.
I will also look to
16.
look for extra exits and such from the building.
Peter gets lost thinking in the future, but Pierre realizes that the surrounding area is almost completely empty. The few people, a man and a woman, walking separately, that moved near the building did so at a quick pace, as if trying to get away from the area as fast as possible.
So this is a place of power. You see, most people try to avoid this, so they have quite the grip on the area, or
Oh
at least
yes.
at the people. Yeah.
Oh yes. I make my survey of the exits.
Peter must roll perception.
$20.
Peter realizes that the front entrance is the only way in and out of the building. He also realizes that the windows are very small in comparison to other buildings, and by taking the architecture as a whole, it is quite obvious that this building was made to serve as a not so obvious bunker.
It's a fortress. The only way in or out is the front. So let's be careful.
It is a 2-story building and no larger than the typical bureaucratic structure.
Well, Marlene, you have the letter, so try to be as official as you can be.
Yes. So I approach, trying to look officious and unassuming. I mean, not dangerous. And I reach out to the soldier in a sort of aggressive, authoritarian way. And I tell him I want to talk to Yuri. I don't remember his last name, so I'll just say.
A blond man with icy blue eyes looks at Marlene and replies, "We do not just let anyone here. Do you have official papers to approach this installation?"
Of course, I don't expect you to. Here, this is a letter of recommendation. Please show it to him, and I'm sure I will. We will be allowed to enter.
The soldier takes the letter, looks at the seal, and speaks. "Very well. I will let you in." He walks to the main entrance, opens the door, and immediately behind the door there is another soldier. And the soldier that received the letter continues. "He will take you to the office you are searching for."
Well, it worked, Marlene. They don't understand us, so don't be worried about it.
Yeah, but they may recognize it German.
One of the soldiers overhears Pierre and speaks in Russian. "Ah, someone from France. Are you here to give up again, eh?"
I smile.
The
My
soldiers
friend
continue
is-
laughing.
My friend is a diplomat. Don't make too much fun of him. His life is hard enough.
All the soldiers laugh. The soldier inside, that is more serious, motions for you to follow him inside.
I follow. I lead them.
I study cautiously all the as we walk in. I study the area around.
Pierre must roll either perception or reason.
11.
Pierre notices nothing of notoriety or that looks suspicious. To him, the structure is quite the same as many other bureaucratic buildings that he has entered throughout his life. After moving through the corridors and being taken up to the second story, you are led to a door with a bronze plaque on it that reads Yurish Shasov. The soldier stops, knocks on the door 4 times, pausing after the first 2 knocks, and speaks. "Please step inside." And he opens the door for you. Inside, there is a simple room with few embellishments, save for a few Russian propaganda posters. And behind the desk lies an overweight, bald man that stands up the moment you enter. And even before you are allowed inside, he speaks. "Come in. I don't have too much time."
I show him I don't need to show him the letter, right? Because they already showed him the letter.
Marlene loses a point of stability, speaking to someone that is not there.
Marlene, show him the letter. It's better this way.
Yes. I show him the letter and smile.
The man takes it and puts it away, not even looking at it. He speaks. "If you were allowed here, this means that you are safe enough."
We are looking for the Kalenko house. And we were told that you could help us find it.
Kalenko. That accursed name. Why do you wish to find that house?
I pause. I'm thinking if I should go with the plan or if I should tell him the truth. I will go with I decide to go with the plan. We are investing the reenactments. I think you've heard about them, right? We think
Those
they're
degenerate
dangerous.
activities, yes, yes. But tell me, your Russian is very good, but I do notice a hint of an accent. Where exactly do you people hail from?
Well, I'm from Germany. My friend Pierre here, pointing to Pierre, is from France.
I have to say, I do not trust the Germans. But I
I
do speak a bit
understand.
of French. So, let's continue in Russian. And you, a Frenchman, yes, I tolerate you a bit more. But what about those other two?
Well, they are also French.
Ah, he continues in
I'm
Russian.
working as an interpreter for them.
I see. So I gather that perhaps you are also rightfully indignated about these performances that are desecrating our fine streets.
Yes.
I I think it is okay for me to share this with you. But I was quite famous back in my day for investigating the Kalenko incident.
Try to tell him that we are trying to debunk all of these stories so that we can get to the real
That's good.
truth.
That's good. I tell him, well, we think this is very bad. It can have international repercussions, but we want to debunk this. So we want to get to the truth of the matter and stop this absurdity.
La vérité. Nous cherchons la vérité.
We were told that you may have some knowledge that could help us. That you were a studier of this character.
Yes, the name of the bastard was Kalenko, Nikolai Kalenko.
Nikolai Kalenko.
I never trusted him. Not once. I do admit that I was too focused on my investigations, perhaps unhealthily so. Look, he brings out a black and white photograph showing a man with a thick mustache standing next to three women sitting in elegant looking chairs. The women you vaguely identify as the three hag entities that have been plaguing you all this time. And he continues. This is a picture of him, his wife, and his two daughters. Now, they aren't that ugly. I don't know why you made that gesture. But yes, this individual, he was very shady from the very time I started to look into his background.
What kind of things did he do?
That was the most disturbing thing. He was clean. I knew that there was something unlawful about his entire orphanage operation. He started to collect the children whose parents had died. He also convinced other couples to hand them their children as under the pretext of keeping them safe. But several times I went to the house in order to see what happened to the children. And he always came up with these stories that the children were already moved to some orphanage here and there, even outside of Russia. And I never trusted that. He was obviously lying.
So, what do you think he did to the children?
It could be anything. My first guess is that he was trafficking organs. Or perhaps even selling the children to individuals of poor taste.
But wait a moment, Pierre, you were trying to ask something. I'm sorry.
Yes. That picture is the man, right? And
That
the
is the man.
and the three women. I sorry, I didn't understand what the correlation
Yes,
is between them.
this older lady right next to him. That is his wife.
Ah,
The other two as are his daughters. They went missing about a week before the so-called disappearance of the house.
do you believe this nonsense that the house purely disappears?
No, of course not. No, but I was there. I entered the building and I went there after the so-called disappearance. And the building is no longer there, but they come up with this nonsense of disappearing into some other world, some crazy stories. I would say rather it's a new type of technology, perhaps used against us by your government. He points at all of the Germans in the room.
Hmm. Well, I think that is just an absurd to let an individual uh, take children to his house instead of confining them to the estate. Don't you think the state has more is more well equipped to treat children than one person? Why do you think that someone let him to take all the children when he what is happened? Didn't anyone oppose this at the time?
I will be perfectly frank. I know that both you and you, he points at Klaus and Peter, you are most likely German. I can smell them. I have developed an instinct. But because you have shown respect for the motherland, investigating these matters, I will tell you what I know. The higher ups always made it very difficult to investigate the Kalenko house. And I even sent some men undercover, under various disguises, trying to figure out the whereabouts of children that were taken in that very day. And just an hour after receiving 10 children, the attendant of the house told us that they had already been shipped to a safe place in Spain.
That's impossible.
Exactly within an hour. That's why I took matters into my own hands. I went there with a few of my best men. And we stormed the place. We didn't even show papers. We just decided to go in and do whatever was necessary to keep Mother Russia safe. And what we found inside. Surely they were affecting us with some sort of nerve agent, as we were assaulted by creatures with flesh and metal combined. It must be a nerve agent. We fought to the best of our capabilities, but my men were slaughtered. They didn't make it out of the house. I barely dragged myself out. He shows part of his neck. Almost got myself decapitated. You see this light? I still remember. It's impossible. That monster slashing with its claws. Surely a knife used against me, and under the effects of the drug, I saw it as a monster. I dragged myself out of there, getting ready to carry out a second raid, but it was the next day when the building was no longer there.
Do you think Talenko was a foreign agent?
Yes, that is a good assumption. I think that he could have been in league with the Germans, and using some sort of new technology, they managed to make this building disappear because it looks as if the two buildings that were on the side of the Kalenko house, as if they fused together in the middle. Surely some strange technology that we have no knowledge about was employed.
Do you know? Well, it seems that he had quite good connections with high authorities. Do you know or or you are suspicious of anyone in higher places, or perhaps an association that could been helping him all along?
Well, of course, this is classified, so I cannot give you too many details, but we did discover a group of individuals that were aligned with this German organization. What was the name? He brings out some papers from his desk. What was it? Here it is. The Germanisch Gemeinschaft.
We heard of an organization quite a lot. I think they were in league with that organization. The what is the name? The
Slavic.
Slavic Association.
He slams his hand on the desk. Slava! We know of them by that name, Slava, the Slavic Association. Yes, their ties were evident. They were in league with the Germanisch Gemeinschaft.
And perhaps with this Kalenko character also?
I see that the dots are connecting. Could it be that Kalenko? Yes, he could have been an agent of one of the groups or both groups. Perhaps he was affiliated with both groups.
Yes, and I think you are right. I heard some accounts on during the war that some new chemical weapons were tested on soldiers, and perhaps you were affected by one of them, or at least one type of chemical weapon that at least seems to nullify or alter our senses. So we are forced to see things that are not that. So, but it's anyway that doesn't explain the disappearing of the building.
That's probably a type of technology we never heard of. Could you point us where the building was supposed to be? Because we really want to investigate the location and see if we can understand it.
Yes, but you are writing a paper exposing how
Yes,
insulting these cultural performances are for the motherland, correct? Yes.
yes.
Exactly, and it
It's
seems that
dangerous.
it seems that both things are tied. Perhaps the people that are making these theatrical stories, they have some connection, perhaps with this Kalenko, trying to continue or try to enforce his story. I don't know.
And if we can prove that the house is there but it's just hidden, then we can stop with all this nonsense about the vanishing house.
That really piques my interest. Give me a moment. He takes the envelope, breaks the seal, reads the letter, and speaks. Oh, that Sergei. He's always unlike me, and I only tolerate him because he saved my life once. But he has this crazy notion, and he suggested that perhaps the technology could be triggered if you were to carry out some sort of reenactment. He says here the nonsense that I've heard so many times about, that people see individuals from the past appearing when you carry out the cultural reenactment. Oh, that is nonsense.
Are you talking about? Sorry about this, but are you talking about ghosts?
Yes, such stupidity. They have never been verified.
Probably what happens is there's still some drugs, some nerve agents being released somewhere. People hallucinate.
That is an interesting notion. What if the chemical agent still remains, like radiation? And if you carry out the reenactment, could it be that somehow at a psychological level you start seeing things?
Exactly, because you believe it, right? You are ready to see. So it's the power of suggestion. There are a lot of studies about that. It's like hypnosis induced by drugs.
That is most interesting. Let me write you the address. Oh, that is brilliant. I'm looking forward to that article or whatever it is you are writing. You will inform me via my friend, Sergey, of course.
Of course,
We will.
and
If you allow us, we probably will put a thank you note and the dedication to you in the article.
Oh, yes, that would be very kind. Yes, he hands you a piece of paper with the address. Here is the last known location of the Kalenko house.
if we find some kind of evidence that show that drugs were used, we also send you some of the samples.
Please do. Even to this day, I still have to take some pills. I have visions. It surely affected me at a very deep level. And sometimes I think that the power of suggestion is so great that our body is affected by the visions. Just the other night, I saw this strange, like, how do you call them? I think you call them imps, imp-like creature that slashed at my throat, and the very next day I had tiny little marks. But surely it is the power of suggestion.
Yes, for sure.
Well, it seems that we took most of your precious time, and perhaps we should be going and try to figure all this nonsense out.
Yes, please, thank you for visiting. This is one of the few times when I've talked to Germans, and haven't had to do some more aggressive approach against them. He steps from his
Few
desk,
times.
opens the door for you, and there is a soldier waiting for you. This man will take you outside.
Thank you very much for your time.
When we are outside, I think we'll translate to Peter
Yeah,
and
not
Klaus.
translate.
I heard my Russian is very rusty, but you were conducting some sort of nerve agent discussion. Is that
Yes, we went with this logic and said that perhaps all of this was some kind of agent acting on people and making them see things that aren't there. So
then yes, give us a thumbnail sketch of the conversation as we go
That
to.
doesn't seem like a bad explanation. I think that would be true, maybe. Never
Perhaps.
mind.
Even at this point, Klaus, you
Oh,
still
I
are
don't know.
looking for something else.
Yeah, kind of.
I understand the intent, certainly.
You are finally
Do we know
led to
where to
the
go
entrance, and the soldier opens the door for you.
Oh yeah, we fall out.
So we have the address.
Excellent. So yeah, bring us up to speed while we go in that direction. Is there anything we need to prepare before?
Well, apparently Kalenko. Did you saw the photo with the hags?
Yes, and they looked familiar. That's Kalenko, and who are the women?
They have Kalenko and his wife and his daughter. So the hags are his wife and daughters.
So if they're still in this mix, probably so is he somewhere.
I try to recall the photograph and associate the women with each hag that interact with us.
Pierre must roll either soul or reason.
So 20.
Pierre obtains psychic impressions while recalling the hags, and he finds concepts, ideas being injected directly into his brain. He identifies the wife Yelena as the most old and putrid looking of the hags. He senses a power coming from her, as if she's able to manipulate or even break the minds of others. He identifies the daughter, the name Katya appears on his mind, the hag-like entity that has no abdomen but a single spinal cord holding her stitched body together. She is quite agile from the visions that he obtains. And the other daughter, Aliona, the hag with the missing jaw, that appears to be the leader of the three. Her wire-like hairs are deadly as Pierre is able to see her dismembering and ripping the skin of people, and the visions stop. Only Pierre was able to perceive all of this.
You okay, Pierre?
Oh, yes, I was just trying to associate the women from the photograph with the entities that we encountered, and it seems that the wife, it's the putrid hag, the one that can manipulate minds, and uh, one of the daughters, Katia, is the one with no abdomen. She's the one who is agile, and the final one, uh, Alian, is the one with the missing jaw and with the barbed wire hair. I think she is the leader of the three.
So the daughter is the leader and not the mother. Interesting.
Yes, I don't know why, but
Well, were they ever his wife and daughters, or were they always hag in disguise?
Force of personality can also explain it.
yeah, and it seems that well, we already know that that Kalenko is the servant of the angel, and perhaps his wife and daughters were offered as some kind of tribute to the angel, and they met this destination. I don't know, this fate of being incarnated as these hags in work for him.
Interesting.
You finally reach the place. You see two houses where the building should have been, and there is not a single distinctive mark or sign that reveals the presence of a building between the houses.
I'll look at the house numbers and see if there's a gap.
It is quite clear that there is indeed a gap, as the house before on the left is 106 and the other one 108.
So maybe it's still there, but it's connected.
It can't be seen. I
Well,
mean, I feel like it's in the other realm, right? It's
yes.
left leasing.
So, how should we reach it in the other realm?
Well, I think he's right. I think if we pick at the sore, so to speak, that will weaken the interplay between the worlds. We could possibly also do it in our dreams, but I don't know if any of us are up to trying to control that yet, except maybe Pierre.
I look around and try to see if there's anyone at this area with an interest on us, or at least in the houses.
It is immediately evident to Pierre that there are several children playing around.
Oh, children.
Perhaps you should talk to them, because I don't think they speak German or French, Marlene. Try to see if
Yes,
they
of
know
course.
anything, or at least try to know if there will be any reenactment this today.
Hello, little ones.
Hello,
How are you?
we are playing with our ball.
Oh, that's a nice ball. So, do I have some? I'm thinking, Marlene. I'm thinking. Do I have something to give them, like to bribe them? And I tell that to the guys. Do we have something to bribe the kids with?
Oh, well,
Cigars, maybe.
A ruble or two, perhaps.
yeah, perhaps
Yes.
money. It's the best way to get to them. Here,
Have
take
you
some
ever
money.
seen? Yes, I'll give him some. Did you ever seen something strange scene going on here? We heard a story about the house that appears and disappears.
Ah, the Kalenko horror house, yes. Ah, we actually saw a bunch of funny dressed people carrying out those weird plays. They were like as if someone was sitting, the person lying on the ground, and then there was this lady. Another kid interrupts. Yeah, that other woman that she was crying because they were eating her brother, and yeah, but and the other child continues interrupting. Yeah, but the cool thing is that you know how like we suddenly saw those like funny looking people walking around. They were dressed like in the history books.
Ask them.
Yes.
Ask them if if they know if there will be any reenactment today or.
Do you know if there'll be any reenactment today?
No, they are they are very careful. They try to see if only certain people walk around and look at the performance, because if they get caught, the mean man will take them away.
Have you ever seen weird things without a reenactment? Reenactment? Because I've heard that bad things happen to kids in the Kalenko house, and your kids.
Yes, we always play around this place because we like to dare each other to see who is brave and who stays around the area at certain times. But mm, but no, like the only thing that I can think of is that when they do their performances, their plays, whatever those things are, you see like funny looking people like appearing and disappearing. Another boy interrupts. Well, the grown-ups say that they are like holograms, like it's German technology, and they all laugh.
Yeah, those Germans.
I walk towards the houses, and with my hands I run through the walls and see if I can feel anything missing or anything overlapping between the buildings.
Pierre must roll soul.
14.
Out of his mouth, Pierre speaks once more and gurgles at the same time the voice of the entity that has been speaking through him. But this time, his mouth drools considerably, and the voice speaks. Pierre, it's so difficult to speak in this place. It's like swimming in murky water. There's something here. There's some sort of gate or portal in the middle of these buildings.
I clean my mouth and I'm sorry.
The children start to laugh and point at Pierre. Ah, he's drooling like a dog. Did you see that?
And I tell the kids, he's French.
Oh. They know.
Always.
Can you hear what the voice says to you in those moments, Pierre?
Yes, I'm quite aware what happens, unfortunately. But well, it seems that there is some kind of portal here.
Yeah,
Do
that
you-
we already know.
Do you
I'm
want me to
afraid we
try?
may have to do what the reenactors are doing, but in
What are
order to
the
do that,
reenactors?
we may need costumes and things like they
What
have.
I'm thinking is, could we use the children?
Maybe do the children know any of the reenactors? Are they like older sisters or brothers? Or...
No, because I'm thinking that Kalenko did. I mean, the kids were brought to the house, so could we use children to open the gates?
Well,
Oh,
the other times we didn't have to do any sorry any stupid reenactment. We just have to focus. If we all focus, perhaps we can go through the gate and the portal and try to get into the house. Do you want?
Focus, not me. I will screw it up if I try to do that. I always do it. So someone else do it, please.
I'm a very focused individual.
So perhaps you could go with me, Peter, and Marlene and Klaus should tend of our earthly bodies. In the meantime, I don't know what will happen to us. Perhaps we'll fall asleep. I don't know.
Well, we can try.
Once again, the voice speaks through Pierre as he gurgles once more. He speaks. Hey, Pierre, I don't think that is such a good idea. I can sense several very, very powerful things moving about. If you do that, I'm sure you're going to kill my host. I mean, you're going to kill your body.
Oh, great.
I hand you a handkerchief so you can.
Thank you.
What if we cut one of the children, like in the palm of their hands, in bleeds? Here, ask your entity if that would work. Just a little cut. We can pay him for that. We can pay them for that.
And they'll probably shoot us.
I don't feel much at ease hurting children. I'm sorry.
It's not hurting children. It's a little cut.
The voice interrupts. Hey, what the broad is saying, that could actually work.
Oh, great. Well, if it
Let's
comes
make it
with
a
demonic seal of approval.
Well,
Who among you is the bravest? Ask them that.
What did they call the police?
Who of you is brave enough to cut yourself in the hands? And we will give you, at that point, more money to the one who does that. And bleed in the ground of the haunted house. In their lives.
A fat kid from the group of 5 that have gathered around you steps forward. Well, I can always use that to buy a candy bar. I'll do it.
You are exploiting the proletariat.
Good boy.
Feels good, doesn't it, Klaus?
He shows his palm, ready for the cut.
Okay, I cut him.
Ah! The moment the first drop of blood falls on the street, the light everywhere disappears. The children are no longer there. And you are intuitively aware that due to your mastery so far of the art of dreaming and the supernatural changes happening on your body, included the disease and the mark of Chagidiel, you have been drawn immediately into the other side of the city. There is no one in sight, and in front of you, where the 2 buildings were fused together, now displays a building 2 stories high, the same building that you saw in your previous encounter, but unlike the other occasion, where debris and pieces of various structures were floating just above it. Now it resembles a normal house.
oh, so it seems it worked.
You see, it was easy.
Yeah, earthing children, yes, of
I mean, the
course.
fat kid has a lot of blood to spare.
We must be very careful.
That's how
here.
that works, but okay.
The front door opens, and out of the house, that is actually painted in dark red, crawls forth a small being, exposing muscle without skin, resembling a deformed miniature human. It crawls with a long tongue, being dragged around the floor. He looks at all of you, and it speaks. I see that you also know the deliciousness of the blood of children. Oh, let me take a lick. And it begins to crawl hastily towards the place where the drop of blood fell.
I
I
step in.
concentrate to see if I can summon my armor and shield.
Peter must roll soul.
12.
Very slowly, the objects begin to manifest as the creature begins to lick the drop of blood with its tongue. Ah, very, very delicious. So nice of you to pay tribute.
When was
How
the
can
last
I-
time someone paid tribute to you?
Oh, several times throughout this year. Just For no, 6 days ago. 6 days ago, 3 men, yes, 3 men came and paid the appointed tribute.
Is the only way to get here is with blood?
There are some ways to cheat the system. If you were to reenact some of the more traumatic events that this city has experienced, you could also open a temporary gateway.
Of course. And what's your name? Who are you?
My name is of no importance. I am just a doorkeeper. Just call me Doorman.
I'd rather call you Peter Lorre. You sound like him. Don't you mind? Can I call you Peter Lorre? Okay. I'll call
It's the same to me, and that name sounds very, very amusing.
What's inside
Kalenko?
the house?
Is Kalenko in?
Kalenko. I think he's actually expecting you. Yes, I am getting some messages from him. You see, he could be considered my father. I was created inside of a glass jar. And he is telling me that he wants to talk to you.
You're a Sardonicus?
Well, some people have referred to me as a homunculus.
Were you one of the children that he took in?
No, but you know what? I could be made from their material. A bit of blood and feces combined.
Yeah.
Of course.
Thanks.
Very nice. Okay, so let's not keep Kalenko waiting.
Yeah, yes, help yourself. What? You were going to say
I'm going
something?
to imitate Peter, and I'm going to try to bring up my dream form. In my website.
Marlene delays too much, thinking in the future. Roll soul with a -2 penalty.
Okay, I rolled 20. 18.
The manifestation occurs immediately, and Peter's objects have also manifested. The being almost falls backwards. What is that? How did you do that?
We are not homunculi.
I'm jealous. I wish I could produce something like that. Perhaps like a giant spoon to scoop out the brains or the entrails of someone. And then I would be able to eat right away.
Are you always hungry?
Yes, you could say that.
Well, doesn't matter. Let's go in and try to finish this. I don't know. Perhaps to get some answers. Lead the way, Doorman.
But I want to stay here and keep licking the ground. It's so tasty where the blood fell.
You can come back later.
Well, I
Alex will be
guess.
mad if you don't take us to him, right?
Leave him be. I don't think having him with us would add much.
Yeah.
I think Pierre was getting starting to fancy him.
Of course.
No, on the contrary, but
French. We all know that.
Well, if you don't mind, I would prefer to stay outside.
Yes, lick the ground, please. Never mind it.
well, let's go inside and try to get some sense of it.
As you step inside, you identify the same building that you entered in your previous journey. The fireplace has a roaring fire, and it smells of burning flesh and bone. Everything, bizarrely enough, is too large. Not only considering the dimensions of the building from the outside, but the elegant chairs next to the fireplace. The seat is at the level of your shoulders, as if made for giants. The fireplace is also too big. And there are two doors, one to your left, one to your right, both of them wooden and painted in red. The one to your right opens by itself, and you can hear a voice coming from the darkness within. Yes, I was expecting you. Come.
This place is almost like it's the viewpoint of a child,
Yes.
maybe the youngest child.
Everyone recovers 1 point of stability due to Peter's rationale.
Yes, it
You've
seems
been
that
waiting for us?
Step into the darkness, otherwise we won't be able to communicate adequately. I only have control in this room.
he only has control in this room. Okay.
Step forward with my shield ready.
As Peter steps into the darkness, the entire room illuminates unexplainably. Impossible to pinpoint where the light is coming from, as if the entire room is fluorescent. The floor, the ceiling, the walls are all covered in various paintings, Renaissance-style paintings, depicting scenes of children being offered to various beings of all shapes and sizes. Some of the children cut into pieces, some others handed inside of sacks as they try to crawl out of the sacks. And in the middle of the room stands a man dressed in an impeccable black suit with a thick mustache and hair finely combed backwards, black hair. And he speaks. I know about you. I've seen you before. Peter Cress.
That is correct. Where did you see me?
I saw you in your younger years carrying out a ceremony that did not work as intended, eh?
I step into the room also.
And we have Monsieur Paquet. Come now, Werner, Müller, I know you're out there. Come inside.
I come inside. I come inside.
I'll go after him. I go after him.
So where do you know me from?
Well, Mr. Werner, let's say that you are not without sins during the St. Petersburg event. I think that even some parts of your memory blocked out various actions you had to carry out for survival. You know, a man has to eat when trapped within that city.
I don't care about what you know about us. What is your interest with children? What do you use them for? Why all this?
I guess I should come clean, since I don't think you will be able to survive this entire operation. We talked to each other the other night, but I was not entirely in control, as I am a fusion of all of my ancestors. Throughout generations, we have sacrificed many lives to Chagidiel in order to prosper, including children.
What's special about children? Is their blood? Is what?
Is it their innocence?
Their innocence, their imagination. You take a child and you get him or her scared enough, and then you deliver them to the appropriate masters, and you will be rewarded for it, as they have great control over Elysium.
Tell me, did you also make some kind of sacrifice with Katya and Alian?
Aliona.
A couple of tears are produced from the eyes of the man. He wipes them away. It was necessary. I was to fall due to the battle in St. Petersburg. I saw my own death. And I know that have a greater purpose. In order for me to carry out the will of my master Chagidiel, they had to be delivered to him.
So you are a coward, essentially. You prey on children, also your own children. You don't have any kind of a shame?
He is his own children. That's what he's saying. He's his entire family line, or perhaps just the males. Is that why Doorman is behind us?
A single male is chosen to carry out the legacy, and I never had a boy, only daughters.
Oh, shame, shame.
How do you fix that?
I tried to fix it. You saw him outside. He was my failure. I tried to follow the instructions from Paracelsus, but the process needed to be tainted in order to be empowered by Chagidiel. I had to use feces in the inside of the bottle instead of the outside, which was done to keep the proper temperature of the homunculus. It did not work well.
So your line ends with you.
Not if I can help it, not if the Chagidiel is brought into Elysium. He has promised me a boy of my own blood.
And you believe him?
He has protected my line for centuries.
And then he threatened your line when the Germans surrounded this place. I think he pushed you into a corner to see how great your loyalty really was.
But oh no, that cannot be so. But is not God the same? Did he not torture Hob? He tortured Hob and he killed all of Hob's family members in order to see if he was loyal to him.
Yes, and when he was, he gave him a new family, and that's what you want.
He will be he will fulfill his vow, the pact. He will do so, I am certain.
So what is he asking of you?
Well, that is something that I cannot share with you, because you could disrupt that, and then I would have no longer the promise of a heir.
And the Slavic Association, you control them now, right? Your wife, your daughters, they're your things.
Was it that obvious?
No, but it can't be inferred based on our experiences.
Yes, and I believe that I can put you to the test. I believe that there is hope for all of you, that you will become servants of Shagidiel.
Does he think that? He's tried to kill us numerous times.
Yes.
Yes, that is one of the possible transformations. That's what happened to my wife and my daughters. You get killed, and your soul is taken as clay and molded into something else.
Ah. But we were told that's not to be our destiny, I think.
By who?
Oh, if I'm right, by another member of your line, perhaps? But I don't know yet.
That cannot be so. I am in connection with them. At all times, even now, they threaten to overwhelm my identity. No, it must have been some sort of trickery. I am certain that you are destined to serve Chagidiel. You have the mark upon you and the disease.
That is true.
Yes.
Is the only purpose of the disease to kill us so we can be reborn?
Yes, you will be reborn. But there could be a way to break free, and we are preventing that. After all, your friend Magda, she is currently on the loose, running away, but she will be captured.
Ah, so Magda died and was reforged in clay.
Yes, in the process of being so. Like I said, she has escaped, but she will be recaptured. It was due to the power of the disgusting Black Madonna that she managed to escape. She has some traces of it, but not for long.
So, what do you propose to test our loyalty?
I believe you were searching to kill an incarnate of Chagidiel to stop the disease from spreading, from hastening.
Yes, we don't want to be destroyed, but as we now understand, maybe that's not the end after all.
No, but I think that if you want to continue your pathetic attempts of resisting falling under the control of Chagidiel, we could assist each other right now when not of my ancestors are not dictating my actions. You see, it is within this building that a nefarious incarnate of Chagidiel is hiding.
And if we, so, you want to to kill him?
I want you to kill him. I don't like him.
And who is
Is-
he?
He used to be a failed businessman in St. Petersburg. As he speaks, one of the paintings slides to the side on one of the walls. Down that corridor, somewhere in the depths of Inferno, you will find him. You will recognize him. He is bald, has a few wisps of black hair hanging from his head. He is dressed in a bloody business suit, and you will find this most amusing. He wields a leather belt as his weapon. I believe that he used to beat up children with the metal end of the belt.
I cock an eyebrow at that. Yes, I know the type.
And how do we know that you are not telling us some kind of lie?
Well, you do not. But right now I am fading. You see the man fading in and out. My ancestors are once again pulling me into the collective. I will no longer be able. He stops talking as he disappears completely.
I think I've inferred something, but we should not talk about it in this man's house.
Mhm. Do you think we should kill this businessman?
Well, we need
Yes.
to kill Shagadil something, and
Yes.
Kalenko is gone, so let's
Yes,
try
we
the other
should.
one.
We should, but it's interesting that he asked us to.
Yeah, I
Yes.
don't trust him, but
He wants to be loyal, but he's got a rival, and he wants us to kill his rival for him. So yes, let's do that. Anything that weakens them strengthens us.
And it's very interesting also that his ancestors also are conflicting with him. I don't know. There's some kind of struggle.
I think they know something he doesn't know, and we'll talk about that later.
Mhm. So let us kill a businessman,
Or try to.
or try.
or die trying.
I walk towards the painting that is illuminated, right?
Pierre is certain that the painting has moved to the side, revealing a door, an open doorway.
If you don't mind, Pierre, let me go first, and I ready my shield and go through.
I close my eyes and try to bring to life my appearance and my weapon.
Pierre must roll soul.
16 total.
And so, it is easily manifest.
I do the same. I try to manifest my weapon.
Everyone else is better at this than I am. So far.
Klaus must roll soul.
I rolled a 14.
As Klaus's spear appears, the creature known as the Doorman walks into the room and addresses Klaus. Aye, that is a cool, a nice, how do you call it in your world? An awesome spear.
Yeah, it's called here.
Have you killed many with it?
Not many, but maybe.
I have a proposition for you. I will rip a piece of my tongue and put it in the end of your spear. And that way, anyone that you kill, I will be able to taste.
Well, why not? Do it.
What?
It's going to make you more powerful.
Okay, do it.
The creature rips up a piece of the tip of the tongue and, with great agility, climbs up the pole of the spear and attaches it to the tip and then jumps away. This is going to be so delicious. And it crawls away.
Enjoy it, Mr. Lauren.
Well, Peter, lead the way.
As Peter steps through the doorway, he finds a cage large enough to hold at least 10 people. The cage is rusty, bloody, and there are even pieces of dried human skin on the floor.
It seems the elevator to hell is ready for us. We go to Inferno. That doesn't sound pleasant.
Let's do some business.
Let's go.
As everyone steps in, the cage begins to descend, and a horrifying smell of all things foul, putrid, invades everyone's nostrils. Everybody must roll willpower 16 or more. If not, a point of stability is lost.
Yeah, I failed.
Oh, 16? No, I failed.
I
16 or more.
Okay.
If not, one sanity is lost. And the descent continues as the yells of thousands, perhaps, are heard coming from below. And you feel the entire air, the atmosphere, thicken, as if you have been thrown into a soup of entrails and shit. And this ends the session. This is the cliffhanger.
Of course, it's a cliffhanger.
Heck of a cliff, too.
Yeah.
Right down to hell, yeah.
Oh god.
So this is going to be fun.
Yeah,
be-
yeah.
This is going to be like the Willy Wonka factory of evil. Right?
Yeah.
Let me just add that the little man is licking Klaus' spear.
Yeah. The power team up of Klaus and Doorman is going to be something to think about.
Well, let's see if this all bodes well for us. I don't think so, but
Not.
Yeah, I've got the weirdest hunch after the conversation with that guy, and if I'm right, there's something very messed up about this whole situation.
well,
There's
I
definitely
don't-
something very messed up about this whole situation.
Yeah, it's safe to assume. Yeah,
well, I don't know, but after this conversation, perhaps I'll try to do something stupid. I'll try to when we see the hags again, perhaps there's some way to turn them against.
I was actually thinking that,
I have to kiss
especially the daughters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially the daughters. Yes.
Yep, because I think one of them has a very terrible secret that they've been hiding very, very well.
And what do you think about what Kalenko has shared with you? Were you expecting that sort of family line sacrificing children?
That's an interesting idea. The
Yeah.
fact that he is his entire family line is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
He's kind of like the Paul Atreides of evil. Yeah. Well, I guess
We-
Paul Atreides was somewhat evil too.
I would say we're not expecting it, but it's not surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that the hags are his family is interesting.
Yeah. All of that. It's much is so. Yeah. With all the children and all the goodwill around
Well,
it.
it's the Shaggy. Like he wants to be loyal to him, but yeah, he's taking another guy out. Like he seems like he's flirting with like seeing whether we're going to be good enough to back his play to, do whatever to force Shaggy DL to give him a kid or something.
Well, it seems that Shaq is trying to get most as he can of followers. Well, he also tried that with us. So I don't know if this is some kind of contest or if this is some kind of way to get his feet on Elysium. I don't know.
It does give a bit like a political vibe, right? Like if
Yeah.
I do this, will I secure your vote?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
precisely. Yeah.
Anything else before we wrap up the session? Any other comments?
No.
No.
Well, and perhaps also the Black Madonna is another contender to Elysium, and well, we are in the middle of some kind of political dispute or territorial dispute.
Something definitely like that.
Yeah.
There's some
Actually,
sort of power
husband
struggle.
and wife dispute. So he's the
Yeah.
Western patriarch, and she's the
At least, at least these two entities are trying to make an hostile takeover on Elysium. So let's see who wins. and we are just mere pawns.
Well, that was always
Look,
kind of
I'm
a given,
informed.
right?
That's basically the answer for all this.
Yeah.
I like a line, I think, in one of the Legacy of Kane's games that Kane says, "But even a pawn could perhaps become a king."
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Make it to the other side.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, thank you to everyone for watching our actual play. And of course, thank you to Jod, Miguel, and Pedro and Silvia. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the Super Thanks button. Like, subscribe, take a look at the information in the description and in the pinned comment. And remember to check out the Red Room Publishing. They have a sale going on. End of the year sale. Definitely check it out. And remember, this has been your host, Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. Master roleplay and you will master the game. Once again, thank you all. And I'll stop the recording in 10 seconds.